cutting edge of anomaly research. You are about to experience The Evidence with your host, 3D pioneer and image analyst with Mosaic 3D, D.W. Gannett.
Well, hello there, and welcome to episode number 60, golly, of The Evidence. This is your buddy Dave over at Mosaic 3D, and man, every time I listen to Ross Mitchell's amazing intro and I come in, it always kind of sounds like Mickey Mouse. Well, some guys get all the hormones. Anyway, this is a special edition of The Evidence. I'd like to dedicate it to my friend, J.Roberts, over at the Real Jimmy Roberts 1. You know, Jimmy helped me get started when I first came online with this channel to a very specialized niche of which you are a part, and he was a big help getting folks to come on over and have a look and subscribing if they felt like it. So I'm very thankful to him for that. But just this past week, Jimmy put up an absolutely amazing video about Sol 1367 and has some amazing finds in it, which I'd like to show to you in 3D, and also a couple that I ran across myself. So, by the way, it's a big image, 122 megs. You can download it over at the Analyst Notebook. All the links are below. Jimmy's channel is below, and in fact, anything you need to know if you don't already know X3D, it's down below. So, let's get started. Before we get to the good stuff that Jimmy found, I wanted to share some odds and ends that I dug up in this mosaic. Now, Jimmy did skim by this one on his channel, but I wanted to clear it up a bit and show it to you in 3D. If I didn't know better, I'd say this was a wall section, and that one on the right side has a lip to it. That's pretty amazing how those three rocks tumbled down the hillside and arranged themselves just so. And take a look at this thing. Now, I'll admit this could just be some erosion on a triangular piece of sedimentary rock, but look how it's hollowed out on the lower right, and how those three layers are so evenly shaped. To tell you the truth, I wouldn't mind having this one standing in my garden in place of the mermaid spouting water. You think I'm kidding, don't you? And how about this one? That sure looks like a wall section on the left, and even has a nice, clean little doorway through it. I didn't do the metrics on this one. That's kind of Jimmy's specialty, but I don't imagine these are very large, maybe a couple of feet at the most. And that round thing over on the right, it kind of looks like a layer cake. That's kind of suspicious, isn't it? I'm not a big fan of the miniature Martians espoused by so many anomaly hunters. They seem to see them in every nugget and nook, and they go to great lengths to describe their clothing, their pets, what they're doing, and so forth. And to me, without some really crystal clear evidence, it's so much imaginary hogwash. But sometimes it seems like we do find evidence of a civilization on a smaller scale than what we're used to. So who knows? It wouldn't be the first time I've been wrong. Let's move on to Jimmy's finds, and remember there's a link to his video in the description so you can see what he has to say about them. If you've followed this channel or Jimmy's channel or Chris Maroney's channel for any length of time, you know we've found any number of carvings that look suspiciously like, well, numbers and letters. Inside the target area, you can see what looks like a vertical line of deeply carved letters. That S on top really catches the eye. Let's do a rotation and get in closer. Now you know that I'm just assigning letter analogs to what we're seeing here, which is why I've called this one Saxi, because that's what it seems to be spelling, at least to my eyes. Some of you will argue, and that's fine. We can't really tell for sure, but it's interesting to me that the symbols are all pretty much the same size, the same depth, and in a nice straight line. Could it be erosion? Well, sure it could. But then again, how does Erosion do such a neat job carving the symbols the same depth and in a line? Maybe one day the three of us, Jimmy, Chris, and I, will get together and put together a video on just letters and numbers. In any case, Jimmy has a sharp set of eyes, and he picked this one right out. Now, this one is a really terrific find. It's small and close to the rover, but distinctly different from its surroundings. It's fairly easy to see over there on the right, and you can even see from here that it has a metallic sheen to it. To me, that looks just like a nut plate mounted on a square piece of metal. In fact, it looks a lot like a stainless steel self-locking floating high-temp nut plate, like the ones used in the aerospace industry. An absolutely amazing bit of erosion, wouldn't you say? And that thing on the lower right, at the 4 o'clock position, come on, holy hand grenade, Batman. It doesn't look anything like the holy hand grenade of Antioch, that terrifying weapon of righteousness first revealed in Monty Python and the Holy Grail, but it's got that pineapple surface for fragmentation, doesn't it? I know, I'm being irresponsible again, but at least I'm not drooling. I have no idea what this actually is, but it sure looks like a piece of hardware to me. Okay, time for the cherry on top of the whipped cream. Jimmy picked this one out, and it really is a fantastic find. Down in the target area, you can see some squarish and rectangular shapes. Here we go. Okay, inventory time. Dead center, at the bottom, a shelf with a lip and 2 bright metal prongs sticking out to the right. Just above that and to the right, a piece of bent metal that appears to be symmetrically rectangular with an even thickness, and of course that nice bend on the left side. Rocks sure don't bend like that, at least around here. Then there's that juicy bit of shelf sticking up with that beautiful lip, all divided into neat little sections. Then that roughly cubical block with the killer multiple 90-degree angles and a perfect hole drilled in the top over on the left. In fact, there are all kinds of metallic non-fractal remains, not only in this picture, but all around the area. And in case you missed the point, neighbors, this is all metal. See, it isn't rock. Let's get in tight so you can really play your eyes over these great anomalies. Isn't this nice? Talk about shelf life. The 14-year shelf life of a Twinkie has nothing on these guys. They look like shelves or machine parts to me, and they have somehow managed to survive the nuclear holocaust, centuries of blowing sand, and being buried and unburied over and over again. Now that's shelf life. Really great work by J.Roberts. Hey, thanks for stopping by today, and if you're not already a subscriber to The Real J.Roberts 1 or Chris Maroney over at Martian Anomalies and Beyond, you need to check it out. These guys are really good. And by golly, Jimmy, what a wonderful collection of things you found in this particular mosaic. Hey, you like something you saw? Thumbs up, helps me out. Meanwhile, there's your buddy Dave over Mars X3D. Be well.